I've been wandering this part of the inner city for 40 years. 40 years ago, I'd find kids sleeping up in buildings like this where they were all just tenements and the floors had all rotted away, and you'd find a pathetic bundle of blankets and a kid sleeping in there. And this is the part of all these cities, the very rich and the very poor seem to live side by side. With all the tidying up of the buildings and with all the rich people who are around here, it still has the homeless people sleeping out on the streets at night. You've got people who are just like us. They've got the same hurts, the same family cares, the same worries, and they're just struggling. Something's gone wrong in their lives and they find life is easier sleeping out on the street than anywhere else. The food van's just arrived. It's come and it backs into there now, and what will happen is both sides open up. One side they provide the hot meal, the other side they provide desserts. The council, in all its wonder, the glory of Sydney City Council, won't allow us to put up any shelter at all there, so when it rains everybody gets wet. And we've tried over and over again to get okays to have shelter for people. No shelter because they're frightened people will congregate there.
Oh yeah, I get that one. No, he's agreed to talk to me, which is really nice.
In spite of all the money that the government spends, there are more people homeless now than ever before.
Cheers.
Look at the Westfield Towers up there, the pinpoint, the centre point of Sydney. The millions of dollars which would have been spent to build that. As you go down, we've got the big Roman Catholic cathedral, and the whole world's safe because God's safe in the cathedral. And everybody in there will be nice and warm, having a nice meal. Right at the bottom will be the homeless people who have got nothing. 365 days a year, we're here feeding the homeless. And we have to raise the money to run this food van. We don't get any government money, we don't get any assistance, we just do it because the people here are struggling. We have to go out and beg. Just like our guests here, we have to beg for the money. Jesus said the poor will always be with us. And it's just part of the human condition, I suppose. But most of these people really shouldn't be here. They shouldn't. There should have been intervention in their lives somewhere so that they don't have to end up here. And as a society, in a way, we don't care. We don't care. We don't care. If we cared, it would be fixed overnight. It's just not. The government spent $15 million on a conference to talk about homelessness. And everyone came and pulled their beards and talked around. They invited all these people at enormous expense to talk about the problems of the homelessness. Then they all went home, and we could have told them about it anyway. They didn't have to spend all that money. They could have come and talked to us. If people give money, it goes from place to place. The money all goes into this, has to, because we've got to keep it going, and it's a real struggle just to keep it going. So we can't afford to kind of take any of the money off to do anything else. It's all here. You give us $1 to feed the hungry down here, and that's where it goes. That's where it goes. It's always been like that. It's always been like that. If you give us $2, we might be able to have another van. If you only give us 50 cents, we might have to give half a plate of food rather than a plate. But we'll get by. We'll get by. Everybody will get something. Human beings are very proud people, and the last thing they often want is for family members to know they're down on their luck. So they won't want to talk about these sorts of things, or they won't want to be recognised. And so it gets very difficult to film something like this because I want to show you what's going on, but it's very, very hard because a lot of the people don't want to tell their story. We're in Woolloomooloo not half a mile from our food van. We've got the police station over there and a little Woolloomooloo village, which in the morning will start to wake up, and it will be a pleasant sort of environment for people to walk through. Meanwhile, at night, people will just sleep here and be safe. But all of this is happening within just a few hundred yards of our food van.
My name is Vincent. A pig of ham, a pig of bacon, and a pig of pork chops.
What brought that on?
The story of the three pigs. I've lived here for 30 years, mate.
Your name's Vincent and you're 62 years old.
Yeah.
You ever been married?
No.
Ever had children?
No.
You got family?
I got a brother.
You know where he is?
He lives in my heart.
What does that mean? Is he died, has he? Or is he still alive?
I don't know. We were given a family.
What do you mean given a family?
No comment.
No comment. Did they abuse you?
They did.
Gave you a hard time?
Yeah, they did.
Gee. There's something about this environment which is real. There's no pretense, there's no houses, there's nothing. There's just what people have got now, and all they can share is what they've got now.
I've just been staying on the street for 4 years. It's hard to get by without drinking or using drugs or something, because it's just like, look what we put up with all the time, mate. It's hard to be in the same
You
world,
got
you know
mental
what I mean?
health issues, haven't you?
Yeah, but it only adds to it. But I don't make it other people's problem, and it's all right.
Yeah.
You know
But
what I mean?
have you had treatment for your mental issues?
Oh yeah, I'm on top of it. Like I know about it, I know what it is, and I'm cool with that. Not cool with it, but I'm like, I don't know. Same as anyone would understand it.
Yeah.
Like
What could make your life a lot better?
mine,
Yeah.
I'm trying to find this girl and, you know,
Find a girl.
the particular one, but
Yeah.
I don't know if she
It all fell to pieces, did it?
I just look for her, I go around place looking for her.
How do you mean looking for?
Oh, I'm not looking for her, just, I figure I'll find her like
Are your parents still alive?
yeah,
And you see them very often?
no. It's alright, eh?
Yeah.
It's alright.
It's not bad. Way to start.
For about 5 days.
Mate, thanks very much.
No, you're alright.
There's a lot to learn from these people, I tell you. You learn patience, you learn tolerance, you learn accepting one another's lunacies, you accept one another's foibles, because there's nowhere else to go. I remember one person once saying to me, we're all equal here because there's nowhere lower to go. And so it doesn't matter what your background is, it doesn't matter what your ethnic group is, it's just real. And it's a world that can teach us so much about sharing with each other.